So the movement,
Even though
as I
you're like
understand it,
our president of body positivity.
no. And I actually don't like when people tie me to body positivity because I was just like, who told you?
What?
Yeah, who told you? Because you see, for me, it's like, for me, okay, what people I imagine see as body positivity means that I'm plus size, but I'll still dress how I want. It won't stop me from going to dinner with my husband. It won't stop me from putting on a bikini. So I'm able to push through the discomfort of, I wish my body was smaller.
Oh, right.
Hi guys, Murugi Munyi here.
It's Lydia KM.
And we're back again with another episode of
The Messy In Between.
It's Definitely TMI. I'm over the singing, but anyway, let's keep doing it.
You're over the singing?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
What?
We do it without.
But I can't remember what we used to do without.
Exactly. Go on.
No, please don't put me on this one.
No, go on. Let's do it.
It's definitely TMI.
A radio host.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. You're right. Let's stick to that one.
It's definitely TMI. And coming up on the 9 o'clock news.
Breaking news. We are here.
Yeah, but I get it. Sometimes when it gets to, I'm just like, oh, we have to sing
I don't need
again.
to sing.
But then now we don't know what to do
I'm
after.
turning 34. I'm turning 34. Can I just be singing on the internet?
Yeah, you can't be singing. Anyway, we'll figure out what we're going to do with like the singing and the not singing.
Yeah.
But whether we're singing or not, guys, we're just so happy to be here. Episode 2 of 2024. So thank you so much for continuing to be here with us. We want to remind you that you wrote that your New Year's resolution is to subscribe to TMI, and yet here we are. So let's just give you a moment to see if you want to be a woman or a man of your word. Okay, good. I hope you decided.
You know what I was in fact thinking earlier is like this year in TMI Live, how your entry, you will not gain entry to the venue if you're not subscribed.
Boom. Let me tell you, I bet you have a subscriber who just but most people who will come, I think, are probably subscribed. I don't know. So. I just feel so.
But you know, the thing about subscribing is like sometimes you think you're subscribed,
but you're not.
Yeah, but you're not. It's just like because the videos always come up, they're top of your feed whenever you open YouTube. So you're just like, oh, okay, fine. I guess I'm subscribed, but please do subscribe. And to the guys who are listening on podcast platforms, you can add us as like one of your favorites.
It's also a subscribing.
Yeah, it's also subscribing technically.
It is. So please do, guys. When you support us, we're able to grow. We're able to go and show clients, look at these numbers or subscribers. They can give us a big check so we can continue bringing this. Yes, and you guys are always telling us our production, the video quality is great, the sound is great. Ni pesa.
Exactly. Ni pesa. Please
So
subscribe.
Please be part of our community. So today we're going to be talking about something I don't know why we haven't talked about this properly. So as you can see with the title of the podcast episode, For the Love of My Body. And what we're going to be talking about is, number one, some of our health goals, which we did touch on last episode, but we're going to be going more into it. Then we're also going to be talking about the beliefs around our bodies, around health, because the truth is, whatever goal you have for the year, as far as your body is concerned, it's going to be expressed from the root of the belief that you actually have. We can't act beyond our beliefs, beyond our identity around things. So if we get to know what the beliefs are, then we're able to be honest with ourselves about the difference between where we are standing and where we want to be. And for both of us, I feel like we have different journeys as far as our body, but I feel like health consciousness is always something that we talk about. So we just want to talk about it in a more sincere way. We'll be having a special guest later on, an expert who can give us a bit more tips on actually how to meet our health goals this year without being extreme. Because it's not about being extreme, it's about being consistent.
Exactly. And something that you can actually keep doing over and over for the rest of your life.
Lifestyle.
Exactly. I think we do have an episode about body.
But it was more from, not from health.
Not from health. Definitely not from health. It was definitely more of like a
woman's body.
Oh, yes, exactly. And was very much complaining.
Yeah, very much. Like, guys, it's a period.
I can't believe I have hormones.
Then at the end, but I love being a woman.
You know, it's just so great.
It just makes me happy.
Love it so much. Oh my God. But yeah, definitely an important conversation. Or actually, even when we talked to Shiv, we did touch a bit on body.
Yeah. The only
if I'm
thing I
not
remember,
wrong.
like, well, the most important thing from that episode when
Yeah.
he told us that men connect through activity,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm still applying
You've
that
never
to date.
exactly,
Never
literally,
forgotten
babe,
that.
let's go for a walk.
Yeah. Then roho inaanza.
There's when it's just like, yeah,
you-
you know, babe,
do
I've
you-
really just been thinking
I've
that
just been
we
stressed
just
about
need
work.
to. Oh yeah, babe,
How are
I
you
get
just
it.
opening up on your
Exactly.
own?
As if you needed one more reason to exercise, your man will also be there listening to you as you're exercising. Anyway, yeah. So in the last episode, we did touch on all our resolutions, but at some point, I feel like we had been talking for like an hour,
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah. And they
So
were
we
general
didn't-
kind
They
of.
were general kind of. So let me tell you guys my health. I put this under like health, my health goals. One, similarly to the past perhaps 10 years of my life, lose weight is top of my goals
Yeah.
for the year.
Do you have a number? You don't have to say, but I'm just saying. Do you have one?
So the amount that I want to lose is 30 kgs.
Mhm.
And I don't know if I want to lose it all in this year, but I just feel like I need to lose that amount of weight.
That's what you need to lose, not what want.
I don't know.
Do you need to lose 30 kgs or do you want to lose?
I want to lose
Fair
30
enough.
kgs. But also when I do that BMI, you know, when you measure the BMI thing, which everyone says like, okay, maybe it's not made for African bodies or whatever.
It's not made for anyone who
It's-
even has heavy bones.
Yeah.
I'm overweight.
Yeah,
I'm
literally.
always overweight.
You?
Yeah, I'm always
Oh,
overweight.
come on.
Yeah, according to my
come
BMI,
on.
I'm always overweight.
Me, I'm like, it tells me I should be like 52 kgs. I'm like, I haven't been that since I was like 13.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't even know. Mhm.
I should be 64. 64 is my maximum.
Oh my
Any
God.
kilo after that, I'm overweight.
You're
How much
overweight.
am I? 66 or 67?
Oh, okay, fine.
So yeah, I according to my BMI, I've been overweight.
Oh my God. Yeah. Some of these things, me, I'm just like, now I mean, so according to my BMI, definitely I need to lose like literally 50 kgs
Okay,
or so.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But like 30 is attainable, kind of. But I feel like the reason why it has been on my resolutions list for so long is because I'm a plus size person. I was born plus size. I've always been, in fact, my mom always says that when I was born, the most noticeable thing about me is that my tummy was big. And she was just like, I was the chubbiest of the kids. Growing up, there was a season where I was like smaller than my sisters, but it was like childhood, you know, you're just like playing a lot and then you lose weight. But generally, I've always been the like biggest friend or the biggest sister or whatever, and not in a good way, like, you know, be the bigger person. It's like, it's more just like the bigger person, you know? And I feel like there are seasons in my life where it's like it's mattered a lot. Then there are other seasons where it's not mattered as much. And then it's like other seasons where I'm just like, oh, I'm neutral, whatever kind of thing. But it's definitely been I'm a yo-yo dieter.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a yo-yo dieter where it's just like, oh, I really need to lose a lot of weight. I lose. Then it's just like I eat poorly because I don't take care of my health because usually I'm not focused on health. I'm focused on losing weight.
Aesthetic.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like once I've lost the weight, I'll stop working out. I'll stop eating healthy. I'll stop drinking enough water and whatnot. And then it just like goes back up. And then I go back down. Then it goes back up. And it's just like, that's just how it's been
Yeah.
my whole life. However, I feel like that kind of changed when I got my kids, actually. When I got especially Mukeni and Mutana, because like now it's kind of like, I see it from more of like a health perspective. I would say weight loss is still number one. Let me not even lie. Weight loss is still number one of like one of the reasons why I want to get healthy. But being just present for my kids, being able to run and race when they say they want to race, being able to carry them up the stairs, being able to like do things with energy, you know, and not always feel tired and whatnot, being able to be strong and feel like I can protect them, I can, you know, hang out with them or whatever. That's also a huge part of the reason why I want to lose weight. So this year, I may already said on my Instagram, last year was my last fat year. Do you believe me?
I believe you.
But you believed me last year as well, and the year before
and
that.
I'll keep believing you, baby. It's a process.
Where do
It's
we
a
draw the line
process.
between you support me and tough love?
Only because I know this is not like if there's something for you that is 1 + 1 is 2, you will always find 2.
Yeah.
But this isn't 1 + 1 is 2.
Yeah, it's really
This
not,
is something deeply ingrained. Even the way you articulate your journey about your weight loss is very like, can you see yourself not plus size?
No. That's who I said, it's you, Cindy. That's our guest. She's already chiming in from outside. But that's actually one of my beliefs. See the beliefs that we were saying?
Yeah.
One of my beliefs was that one of my beliefs just that I'm destined to be plus size. That I was born chubby and I will always,
stop.
even if I
the
never
words
eat.
are killing me right now.
Honestly, I feel like that's a belief that I have that
Yeah.
even if I never eat another cake or donut in my life, even if I eat only lettuce for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
I just feel like my body was just made to be fat and I'll just like always be.
So it's so,
Plus
but
size.
it's very difficult then for you to ever like consistently or maintain a lifestyle that's contrary to an identity that you're so firmly rooted in.
And I'm dealing with that in therapy.
We thank God. But yeah, so what
Yeah.
to say, the reason is no matter what, any goal that you have is because I know the deep rootedness
Exactly.
that comes with like trying to change a belief that feels so real to you. It's not 1+1. And that, for me, despite the fact that obviously body shaming is just horrible for what it is, I feel like people don't always understand what goes into some of these things. So it's like you're seeing is like the surface, but you don't know the things that someone has been told, the ideologies, the beliefs that they have that kind of work against their journey towards what they want to do. So I will always believe it.
Yeah. I think another thing that feeds into that for me personally is when I started my journey of being a celeb, before I was a celeb, I had just had Mukeni and I was starting a weight loss journey, and a huge number of people who followed me at that time was because of my weight loss journey. A lot of Kenyan women are trying to lose weight. Literally 1 in maybe 2 are like, so it's a very relatable storyline. So there's a sense in which this constant struggle to lose weight, constantly on a diet, constantly trying to go to the gym, constantly trying to drink water or whatever, is like something, it's like a struggle. We're all in it together, kind of. Yes. Whereas there's like others who it's like you seem like now this is where now we want to get to. It's like she drinks her water, she eats healthy, she has a perfect, nice, good percentage body fat or whatever. It's not as relatable as I'm a mom and I'm trying to lose weight. Yeah. And maybe there's an aspect of that relatability that I'm constantly holding on to, which is, sad a little bit, but
But I get it, because I know I've been on the other side of like feeling, because I've kind of conquered a lot of the things that I was working through. It feels like people just like you on the way there, but the second
it's
you get there,
to be there,
it's not. And now another thing about breaking my leg is that I got to see myself in a different way, and it's my choice. Either I'm inauthentic from the perspective of trying to be relatable, so it's like I'm creating struggle just so that I can be relatable.
Which I do. I create struggle to be relatable.
Okay, anyway.
It's true.
let me just finish my sentence. Or it's like I'm authentically myself, and maybe I find my place, or I find the people who find me relatable. Even if they don't find me relatable, I embody my thought leader, teacher position. Because you know?
Yeah. You see, but I feel like for me, it's like I need to teach myself to be that person. Like sometimes I'll want to post something, for example, about money, which like for me, that's not a struggle necessarily at that time. Like when people are complaining about fuel prices or complaining about this, whatever. But I find myself posting something about it because it's like I know a majority of my audience can relate to that. And I want them to know that I understand, I feel like I'm with you. We are all the same, because I feel like the higher up you go or the more followers you grow, the more money you have, it's just so isolating. And sometimes just like we are just all of us in the struggle together, which is very toxic.
I don't think there's anything toxic about it if you're posting about it from like posting. So for example, the truth is I may not necessarily feel like I can't afford the petrol, but it's genuine. Like there's a time I went and I filled my tank and it was something like 8K. I know that's like lol for you, but I think 3 years ago or something,
it was like 5. Yeah, so it's like,
I was like, Derek,
sir,
remove that mafuta right now. Derek,
I only came with 5K.
That mafuta. And it's not necessarily about affordability, but I can post about that without making it seem like, oh wow,
you're struggling. You need to.
Yeah, there's things that are affecting me that necessarily aren't affecting me from a perspective of I'm struggling about it, but it's the truth that I'm really worried about this. Fuel prices, guys.
Crazy.
I'm fully worried.
And now we are back to under 200, which is fantastic.
But I get your point. So if you do let go of the identity from that perspective, then it's like, are you relatable? Do you have your audience?
Yeah.
Do you make as much money as you do?
Yeah.
Because now you're
actually, my therapist is always telling me, there it is again, it's just like your quest to always be relatable. So it's just like, but I'm like, but it happens so subconsciously. It's not even something I actively think about, like, let me post this so they know that I'm part of them. It's just like part of the way that I am, because of like the way maybe I know they'll respond when I say something, kind of thing.
Yeah. But anyway, also I feel like there's many ways maybe in your family dynamic where you do feel isolated. So maybe that sense of just let me just be normal and one of you is really, it makes sense.
I'm not ready for that conversation.
Okay, alrighty.
I didn't come here to be tagged. Okay.
So some of my health and body goals are continue to work out 3 times a week. God's grace, I'm going to be like probably maybe back in the gym in like 2 or 3 weeks. whenever, just stay consistent. Again, I love that consistency. I spoke about this last time, where it was I was talking about like more healthy eating. I want to drink more of my nutrients because I enjoy drinking stuff. I'm really keen on what I'm drinking, even more than what I'm eating. So if I can find ways to get like nutrients in my body that way, I think it could be a lot easier. Mine was generally like more healthy eating, more conscious healthy eating. As we said in the last episode, I'm not conscious about it at all.
Exactly.
At some point, like every so often when I drift away from like my consistency of being healthy or decently healthy, I know. And that's because of what my mom ingrained in us. Like our fridge was always like green and veggies and all
stuff,
of that. So I always know somewhere in the back of my mind what my default is. But I'm so easy to stray. Oh,
that's the thing. But I was telling Lydia that I feel like what works in her favor is that even whether she eats healthy or unhealthy, like she'll have a donut. Like now today, she's had 5 donuts, then she had a salad at lunch. But the thing is that Lydia didn't eat in big quantities. You know, it's like like today I haven't had a donut because I feel like I lack the self-control to have a donut. You see how it's like, and our guest today I know she will talk about moderation because when I used to work with her, she always used to say moderation. But the thing is that I feel like being able to build that muscle of discipline is important before you even allow yourself to have that. Because you see, for me, it's like I'll have one, now I've had 8. Now we are 8 donuts deep. What are we doing? You know, kind of thing.
Yeah. One of my beliefs, I guess you said one of yours, is that eating is for survival. This thing you're seeing about portions isn't exactly rooted in something so healthy, in that for me, eating for a long time in my life, it changed last year, where now for the love of my body, I do things for the love of my body. So now my relationship with food is changing, my relationship with working out, that's why I was able to be consistent. My relationship with food has always been like, we're eating because we must. You know, it's just like, and that's why there's like foods, I won't just eat anything. Because like if I'm eating for survival,
really touchy about like what she's eating.
Yeah, I like eating really good food. But it's like it's the if sometimes it was like a chore. And there's been many times in my life where I've neglected my body from the not giving it enough food, like not observing what I'm eating, or like I'll eat super late if I'm working. I haven't eaten in ages, and that just seems like normal. But I really started thinking about my body. Like if somebody was asking me to work from like I get up at 6, I'm going to bed at 10. Without feeding me right, without giving me the right nutrients, without giving me the right energy, and demanding for me to keep going, that is abusive and it's neglect. Abusive, so when I started seeing my body from that perspective is when it's changed. But there's a big part of me where eating is just like, even when someone's like, they're a foodie, I get it. But it's just like, wow, like you really enjoy food like so much in a way that's just like, it doesn't connect with me so much, because it's just like, if I didn't need food to survive, I would definitely skip meals.
My God,
for sure.
Your issues and my issues are so different, but I love it because then it shows you that it's not necessarily about being plus size or about being slim. No. It really is like, it's about health. Yeah. Because like if I mean, we have different struggles, but we are both struggles, very real struggles.
Very real,
you know?
And it's hard to undo. Just like that, it takes, I don't know if it's a switch or it's like consistently saying and doing something, and then one day you just get the light bulb, which is what I feel happened to me. It's like I've had health consciousness slowly, and then eventually it did. So now the way I think about food is just like, what does my body need? Considering what I'm asking of it, what does it need? You know?
And what does it not like? Because I feel like, I don't know if this comes in your 30s, but it's like you're just not willing to suffer. I just feel like I'm just not willing to suffer. It's like, if I know, okay, sometimes I'm willing to suffer. Like I'm lactose intolerant, but if I want cold stone, I'm gonna have the cold stone, you know, kind of thing. But it's like once in a while. But you don't want to be perpetually bloated, perpetually uncomfortable, perpetually in the toilet, perpetually diarrhea. Like, I mean,
but let me tell you something as well. I've seen your identity shift a bit as far as how you see yourself, in that you can hold space for me to talk about this without
you remember how it was before when
guys, I don't think there was
from the beginning.
There was room for me to have
it was therapy.
Room for me to have any issues because they are different from yours, and you just can't even
fathom.
Yes, but the same belief system that drives yours is the same belief system that drives mine, and it's just as hard to undo. But what I do recognize as a smaller body person is that the world isn't against my body. So of course my beliefs are not going to be at they're not as ingrained as if this, like, because other people aren't making my body my identity. Whereas plus size people often get that. They often get shame and ridicule and all of that. So even though I do appreciate that the personal struggle is the same, I am also very aware that there's something that plus size people have been added onto their journey that makes it harder in a very different way.
It does.
So I know
Absolutely.
that.
Actually, one of my beliefs that I wrote down is that I have grown up believing that my quality of life is directly correlated to how my body looks at a certain period of time or how I'm feeling about how my body looks at that certain period of time. Because like sometimes it's like immediately after giving birth, I guess this happens to most women. It's like you're really feeling down about your body. Or like even now, if like I've eaten unhealthy over a season and I've gained like 10 kgs, my quality of life, I just won't be able to be like, oh, you know what, I put on weight and I guess I'll just eat healthy and go to the gym and lose the weight. It's not like that. It's more just like everything is falling apart. My life is falling apart and everything sucks. And I'm just like, this is just not working. Why can't I just lose the weight or whatever? It's like, it's so deeply a part of me that I literally can't even imagine. You know, that you can, somebody who's like maybe 150 kgs or whatever, so huge, and you're just living and you're just happy. That as a concept just is so strange to me.
But they are.
But there are people who are.
There are people who don't see
when
it that
I
way.
see people like that, I'm always just like, but you're lying, aren't you? You're secretly
you're projecting.
Because I'm projecting. Because I'm like, you must be secretly unhappy. You must be secretly trying to lose weight. I know you're saying you're not, but you must be, aren't you? Apparently, not everyone who's fat is trying to lose weight.
And they don't
And
care.
not everyone who's plus size is unhealthy. That's another thing which I find it difficult to believe. I just can't see how a bigger person.
There's a level. There's definitely a level, but I feel like there's a weight that someone carries that you're judging them because of their size, but you don't know their height. There's so many things that goes into health. Also, there's this lady. She's plus size, but she is a gym rat, and it's like I don't know if it's because of the balance of what she's eating versus what she goes.
The key to fitness,
whichever way. But she's fit. Yeah, super fit. But I get you're struggling.
I really struggle with that because even in my mind, I feel like even when I like it's difficult. You see, I'm always telling you like, okay, it's difficult for me to get in the gym because sometimes I just feel like I'm so far gone. Like I'm just so plus size. Like even how many gym sessions do I need to go to for me to get to where I want to be? But you remind me that where you think you want to get to be and where you are not as far as you think, because like what you want is the feeling of like I have energy, I'm feeling good in my body. You know,
and that feeling comes after 1 week of going to the gym.
Literally 1 week of going to the gym and eating well and taking care of yourself. It comes. You know. So
I also empathize with that too, which is like it's easier for me to be consistent at the gym because it's like the changes are coming really fast. It's like, you know, I'm being able to be more motivated easier. So I get why it's just like, who can be bothered?
You know?
Yeah. So another disconnection, when you don't add weight as fast, you lose the disconnection between what you're eating and your body.
Ooh.
So it's just like it doesn't really matter what I eat. And then there's people who are small-bodied who I know have blood pressure, who have all of these like secret issues, which are really about the way you're taking care of your body and nothing to do with your size. So there's a disconnection there with me where it's just like, if I eat this, there is a direct result on my body, which means that then it's harder for me to be conscious about eating because it's like, why?
Which actually by the way now is the exact opposite of me, because for me I'm like, I'll take a bite of a donut and I am certain I have gained a kg or two from that one bite.
And you probably haven't. So yours is exaggerated, mine is severely underestimated, which means that you can find yourself being somebody who you're not taking care of your body, even the way you feel, your energy, just because you're small. And I feel like many small-bodied people are actually not taking care of their health properly because everything about our bodies is consistent with the aesthetic. Are you small? Are you not? What size are you? What shape are you? The aesthetic of our body has taken over beyond even what our body is really about.
Exactly. Literally, I find myself in the gym and I'm looking at a small person. I'm just like, if I was your size, I would not be in the gym at 5 a.m. I'd literally be sleeping.
That's
but
it.
That's
you see,
that's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
And small body people, you still need to. I know, like, there's some women who are like now, like my mom's age and stuff. So I can see how they're aging, right? Because you don't see it now, but you can see in those who are a lot older than and there are so many, small or not, having issues because of like how their diet is formed, how much they drink, all of these things that you don't think are an issue because you're not adding weight.
I know.
Do you have a positive health one?
I do not.
Okay, so I have one.
A positive one?
I do.
Fantastic.
I've always believed that health is wealth. So me, my issues are about food. But working out, I've always been able to understand that my body needs that. How much sleep I get, those things I've always seen to be important. And I think it's my mom. Yeah, like just by virtue of seeing how consistent she is and how she's keen. But though, did I tell you that my mom was plus size?
Yeah, you did.
I did. And my
I,
mom
I
has
was just like, it was so difficult for me to imagine.
Yeah, she
you know
was
who else was plus size? Sly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Sly, my makeup artist. My God, you see how slim she is now. Yeah, she was plus
my
size
mom used
once.
to be plus, and I realized my mom has stuff. She has some beliefs that she says even about like her body or other people's body. Sorry, mom, I'm not anikaing you.
Yeah,
I'm just using you as a reference for
and
some of my
thank you so
beliefs.
much for lending yourself
Thank
to
you
be
so
an
much.
example.
Yeah, so I was able to see that. I never saw my mom as a plus size woman because I didn't see her plus size. Apparently, she lost weight when she had me, right? So me, I've always known her the way that she is. But when I sometimes hear how she talks about maybe her body or even what she thinks is beautiful, other people's body, she's not necessarily, she usually glorifies smaller bodies. Where I'm just like, I didn't realize that until like recently, actually. I'm just like, is that like,
but most of the world does glorify smaller bodies.
For example, there's the words you probably never hear me say because I'm not really glorifying it. It might be like somewhere in my mind that I feel great about it, but if it's top of mind or in conversation, it's like, okay, like where did you learn that?
Yeah, exactly.
Where did you learn that everyone
and
is happier, smaller?
Yeah.
Where did you learn that?
Where did I learn that?
Where did you learn that?
I don't even know. Yeah. That's so crazy.
Because there is correlation with like how your body feels and like maybe mental health and all of that. But it's not to say about plus sizeness.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I feel like I love that you've mentioned about your mom because I'm just now realizing that so much of what we believe about our bodies and like the habits we form or the habits we see as normal are formed because of our parents. I never saw any of my parents ever go to the gym or work out. Ever. So that's just was not something which is just like, oh, people work out like regularly, not just like gym rats work out. It's just like it's part of, you know, My mom got healthy after like us, we had kind of left for university. That's when she started eating like now unprocessed foods and eating fruit mostly.
So this came later on.
This came later on, after now we had already left. So it's like now Nelly, maybe it's ingrained a bit in Nelly, but like the rest of us, it's just kind of like, we never saw that. And I think maybe that's also why it's important to me. Like I really want my kids to know that we work out, and eating healthy is part of a good balanced lifestyle kind of thing, but also body positivity.
Yeah. Go discuss.
Discuss
body positivity.
Body positivity.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, it's a term that I struggle with a little bit. Okay. Yeah, because so the movement, as I understand it,
our president of body positivity.
No. And I actually don't like when people tie me to body positivity because I was just like, who told you? What? Yeah, who told you? Because you see, for me, it's like, okay, what people I imagine see as body positivity in me is that I'm plus size, but I'll still dress how I want. It won't stop me from going to dinner with my husband. It won't stop me from putting on a bikini. So I'm able to push through the discomfort of, I wish my body was smaller.
Oh, right.
But what body positivity actually is that any body of any size is beautiful and perfect and, doesn't need to be changed. And, you're perfect just the way you are. It's like, is that what I stand for? But I feel like when people see me, that's what they see. But I don't know if that's what I see when I see myself. Yeah. Also, I feel like it didn't allow me to have moments of no confidence. Do you know what I mean? Husband's just like, wow, you're so confident. You're always so confident. Am I? But you see, you guys only see me.
We've discussed this before,
because you see, so that's where for me, I'm just like body positivity, yes. But also where does body positivity intersect with, I want to lose weight, I want to be healthier, I want to be in a body that I'm proud of. Yeah. Where is the intersect between those two?
Yeah. So personally, as far as body positivity on the internet, I don't think it's anyone's job to manage other people as far as where the line between body positivity and health lies. I just don't think that's your space. And that's what I think is a problem when, especially smaller bodied people, want to tell a plus size person that actually you need to lose weight, this is unhealthy, or you don't care about their health because you don't know their health, you know?
Don't know,
so that part out. But as far as body positivity, first of all, I don't think it needs to be imposed on anyone. I think I don't necessarily need to be even thinking about body positivity because my body is beyond the aesthetic. Yeah. So I just need to make decisions that support my body's health, period. The other part is like neither here nor there. Yeah. And I think we need to even reduce that because I think body positivity is only pushing the idea that our bodies are about how they look.
Exactly.
And I know that's not the intention. I know what the intention is, especially coming up from the wave of like people just fat shaming people and stuff like that. Yeah. But I do see how it's like can we have our bodies be about more
than just that? And then a lot of the people will see is like body positive. Body positive, it's always plus size people. It's never like a slim person. You going to the gym, they won't be like, oh, Lydia is so body positive. No. But me going to the gym, oh wow, she's so body positive.
It is.
Yeah.
I can't see where people come from seeing you that way.
I can see it as well, yeah.
But actually, to be honest, if you remove the fact that you're plus size,
you see,
this is true.
It's exactly.
We're actually imposing that on you because we believe that if you're gonna be plus size and be this confident in your body, you need to be some kind of body positive.
Then
movement.
it becomes that compliment insult where it's just like, wow, you're just so confident. Wow, with your size, you're just so confident. I wish I could be like you. Is that a compliment?
Isn't it? Yeah, I can see how we're projecting onto that. So stop imposing body positivity
on people,
energy on people.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, guys, I was going to say we'll take a short break, but it's not really a break because it'll literally transition and then Coach Roseanne will be here. But anyway, we're going to take a second so we can rearrange our set and have a guest on here who's going to tell us a little bit more about, actually, to just help us talk through some of these body beliefs. Some of our stuff, exactly, because she's done so much work in the health space, weight loss space, and just like how to live for I was going to say how to live for long, but how to live a sustainably healthy lifestyle.
100%.
We'll be back in literally 1 second. It is now 1 second later. So thank you so much for waiting for that 1 second. One of the things we said last year, I can't remember which episode it was, but we said we want to have more guests. We said we want to have more guests this year, especially on topics that we want you guys to know more about, but we aren't experts on it.
Exactly.
And the reality is that we are not experts on a lot of things. You come on TMI
majority
of the things, actually. You come on here and us, honestly, we're just sharing our experience, our feelings, our ideas, our opinions, just the things that basically we have gone through and we want to speak to you guys about. But some things just require an expert. And so today on this issue of our bodies and health and weight loss, New Year's resolutions, we really just felt that we needed an extra hand to come and explain to us. First, explain to me why I can't lose weight and what I can do to make it over the bumps. So we have our health and nutrition coach. She's been a health and nutrition coach for over 15 years. She's an amazing woman. I have spoken with her so many times. She's the one who made me understand, actually, you're the one who made me understand for the first time that it's possible to lose weight in a sustainable way as opposed to with a diet. Did I learn? I haven't, but that is why I'm here today. But I'm always open to still learning. Welcome, Coach Roseanne.
Thank you so much. And Joan, that's exactly what makes me happy about you. You're willing to learn and you're not giving up on the process. And we're here cheering you on. And we're going to help you.
Thank
We're going to help you. Because remember the last time we worked together, how much weight did you lose?
That was 2020.
Yes,
2021.
Right after you gave birth to
2020 into 2021. I lost about 30 kgs.
30 kilos.
Yeah.
30
Imagine.
kilos,
it's possible.
girl.
It's possible.
It
Very
is.
possible.
That's
It's just that
you've done it.
So I know in my mind that I can do it.
That's a big positive then.
It is
that you know.
But now it's just like why do I keep self-sabotaging such that I always find myself back where I was to begin with.
And why do you find yourself back where you were to begin with?
Yes, you tell me. No.
Well, we kind of had a little bit of a talk and you kind of mentioned a little bit because you said in 2021, you just had your baby and life was simpler.
Yeah, life was simpler.
Then you said, now you have wild, you have TMI. Life is harder. So what does that mean for you? I'm asking.
It means that I have less time. I feel like I have less time, or maybe even the time that I have, I want to spend it resting, not thinking or actively doing something about my health or my body.
Funny enough, I remember there's a time when I said something along those lines, and I think it was Shiv. Shiv is always shouting at us. Shiv said something like, the fact that you're so busy and you're so stressed out is actually the reason why you need to go to the gym, you need to eat better. But then I was just like, please
leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Because
that switched for me last year.
And it makes perfect sense because that's the moment you need to learn. How do I eat? And also you've got to remember, Joan, you're eating every single day, right? You're eating a meal every day. What do you need to think about eating a meal? Think about it. Think about it.
Not that well, okay, yeah.
It's a meal. It's a daily thing that you're doing. What I'm hearing you say is once you become busy, is you put your health in the back burner.
That's it.
It doesn't matter. So you've got to ask yourself, why does it not matter in that moment when something else comes, yet it's something that truly matters to you. But in that moment when you're busy doing your business, when you're busy running your shows, when you're busy with all that, what happens in your brain that tells you, let's put that in the back burner and let's focus on this. Because at some point, you're still going to continue doing the business. You're still going to run your show. But what has happened the minute you made that decision?
I think I know what it is that I switch from now thinking about like food as like health and like whatever to now these other things are so hard. I want a place of comfort, a place of joy, a place where when I come I can just eat the ice cream and the water and I just feel like wow, almost like a drug or like something which just like wow, look at this comfort in the middle of this tumultuous storm that is my life at the moment.
Perfect. So basically what I've heard you say is it becomes a storm.
Yeah.
And when there's a storm in your life, what do you go for?
Food.
For food.
Yeah.
So you're an emotional eater.
I'm an emotional
You're an
eater for
emotional
sure.
eater.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to figure. How do we not become an emotional, how do we not associate hardness of life with using food for comfort?
Yeah.
That's what we need to start working on.
Or joy and steal that. Because
But you
I'll
can
go on
still
holiday
have
and I'll
joy
yeah.
with other things, but not to the extent of not actually enjoying a little bit of moderation, because I'm all about moderation, and eating the regular foods. Why not incorporate both rather than letting go of all these foods that can make you healthy and help you lose the weight and make you healthy? And instead of eating, rather than, let me go back. Instead of giving up the foods that you love and the foods that can make you healthy, what I'm hearing you do is you're going for all the ice creams and the unhealthy food.
Yeah.
So there's that extreme part of it.
Extreme
Part. So what we want to do is, yes, we're getting busy. Yes, your life is tumultuous. But what you want to do in that moment is figure, how can I bring both of these foods in this moment?
Yeah.
It becomes a conscious decision. In that moment, you recognize, okay, I tend to go for KFCs and the Cold Stones. Okay, fine. I'll get the KFCs and the Cold Stone in that moment. But I'm also going to
have a vegetable or two.
with whatever it is. But instead of letting go of everything, why not in that moment of the storm, bring both at the same time? Because what you'll realize is you're actually not going to go too overboard with the KFCs and the Cold Stone.
Because you at least have something.
Because you already have something. And so that at least gives you a buffer rather than going overboard by gaining too much weight by letting go of eating even these healthy foods.
I actually think it's just like a shift in like a discipline. When people are not disciplined, they think disciplined people are uptight. So like the idea of not eating what I want sounds like deprivation.
What's the point of life?
There you go.
Where am I living? Yeah.
Versus like how when you do become disciplined, you see that discipline is the thing that is actually nurturing and the thing that's good. But I feel like that's just a mindset. Like I don't know if I could have thought that until the time I thought that. Because I used to think people who don't drink, oh, come on.
You're
like,
boring.
you're so
Yes,
boring.
yeah.
YOLO. But
That
now,
is thing.
I'm just like the decision to not consume alcohol feels so loving and so freeing. Because tomorrow, I'm going to wake up at a better quality. And that's what feels good. But can you how do you change that mentality?
It has to come from the inside. You first, this is
No,
not,
you're
let me tell you.
asking a
No,
lot
let me
of
tell
us,
you.
man.
No, I'm not. Honestly, you think about it this way. You first must decide why did you let go of the alcohol? Why did you do that? What made you come to that decision?
Right. It was feeling like because I'm so conscious about my wellness all around.
Okay.
Consuming alcohol was just feeling inconsistent with who I was evolving to be.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're feeling that inconsistent. So there's a valley on the inside of you that is telling you you're not living in congruence with who you really are. And so that's the values were pushing you much more. And so you're looking at the alcohol, but there's that thing on the inside of you that's saying, this is not in alignment with who you really are. So everything comes from the inside.
Yeah.
It's that intrinsic thing that pushes you out. So that's one. So for you, it was a value thing, right? Another thing could be like, for me, it was my high cholesterol. It was this whole thing. That was not an identity I could live with. High cholesterol and obese. Because I remember the doctor telling me, you're obese. I was 29 years old. Now, who gets cholesterol when they're 29 years old? At least I didn't think I could.
You were 29.
I was 29 when I got that diagnosis, right? And so I thought in my head, it's only old people who get it. When he said that, it did not, there's nothing in my, same as you, it's almost like a value which I didn't realize I had then, but I couldn't live with that. Like, you have high cholesterol, surely, how? So for me, I was acting from that place of, I cannot be one of those that has high cholesterol. So it has to come, number one, it has to be, it's an inner knowing, number one. It is your beliefs also, but it's hugely identity, hugely. Your identity is what drives everything, because it's going to come from who you believe you are, who you believe, what you think you can do. And out of that, that's now when you begin to take the actions which are in alignment with what you fully believe you are, that identity part of you.
Hashtag it's a journey.
Hashtag
It
it's
will
a
always
journey.
be a journey, and that's why I'm saying we're going to celebrate you, whether you're up or you're down, because it is a journey. At some point, Joan, I'm telling you, it is going to click. At some point, something's going to click. And what I love and I applaud you for is you're never giving up.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
And you're
at
not
least,
giving up.
yeah.
No, that's good, because that's what we want. The worst part is for those of you who are struggling, and then maybe you're like, you know what, I've tried this for so long. Give
Now
up.
I've tried everything.
Don't.
Yeah.
Because there's a
Except
part of you that's
consistency.
also calling you. That's on the inside. I know you kept saying that in the beginning, you're like, I have these beliefs. You know, I've never seen myself from when I was little. You know what you said? That's so powerful. My mom told me when I was born, she noticed my tummy. That's coming from someone that you love, and that's stuck somewhere.
And you do repeat that story a lot.
Because she always tells it.
She always
And
tells
she
it.
still, if she tells it.
Because
Yeah.
she doesn't say it like it's
Of
just
course,
to
no,
me.
she doesn't.
She'll say it more like, you know, Nelly, when she came out, her body was just perfect, so perfect. She said that. And then she said, no, Dora came out, she was perfect. Nelly came out just super yellow, and Angie came out with really big feet. That's what she always says. Yeah. So me, I just remember I'm just the chubby one. I came out chubby with a big stomach.
So that what I'd encourage you to do.
About like that.
Yeah,
Like
because you
that.
talked about that. You said from when you were 13. I mean, you are so clear. You remember the moments when that said. That's a core memory for you. What your mom said, being an adolescent at 13 years old, I've always been a chubby one. Even when we were coaching, that's one thing you kept saying. I've always been a chubby one. It's a story that you keep telling yourself. So what you want to do is to begin to now get a different story. Because there's what you're making it mean and what you have made it mean. Now, what you want to do is go back to those moments, think about those stories, and literally start creating a new story.
Like not repeating this one.
Don't repeat this new story.
Yeah.
Repeat a brand new
Never
story.
That'd be
again.
difficult.
Look at you. I mean, she's already, did
There's
you
a
hear that?
story.
Did you hear that?
Oh, because now a part of me feels like, okay, Mom, I know you didn't say it to be like mean or hurtful
Most
to
of
me.
the boys
you know?
never do.
She
Kinda
never,
like,
she never
yeah.
did. But it's how you interpreted it, which is now very true to
Which
you.
affirmed the identity of being plus size.
Yeah.
It was like another reason why
I
I'm
am.
supposed to be
Because-
plus
So it's not possible that God just made me to be chubby my whole life.
But what's wrong with being chubby? Let's first start there.
Seriously.
Because there's a difference. There's a difference between being chubby and also there's a difference between
Unhealthy.
exactly.
Yeah,
Being
okay,
unhealthy.
fine.
There's a difference.
What
Because
is healthy? What is healthy?
health is number one. If you go to the doctor and you have your labs taken, is everything good? Are you okay? You're healthy. Are you able to climb upstairs and not be panting like, which I used to do when I was younger? That's a sign that your heart is not as healthy. Are you not able to lift up your babies and you're young? It just shows you your muscles are not as healthy. Are you giving stories, or are you one of those, even mental healthness is a big thing? Are you one of those that is either always negative, always repeating stories that are not edifying? That is not healthy. So health encompasses many different areas. So there's mind, there's emotional, there's then your body, which for me, each of those areas has to be healthy. And health means, well, if you look at your body, it's not just a look, because looks mean absolutely nothing. I remember when I was taking measurements, I was in one of these corporations, but I took measurements, and the first time I have one of those machines that everyone says, these ones are not made for us, but I have one of those, okay? But the first time I saw it was a tiny, tiny little girl. And do you know what it said? Hidden obesity. That's the first time even I saw that.
What?
Because what it showed was her visceral fat was really high. The visceral fat is that fat that covers our organs, your kidneys, your liver, etc. And it's the one that can predispose you to lifestyle diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, etc. So it showed her visceral fat was high. And even when I saw that, I had to go back and study. I'm like, what do you mean hidden obesity? This girl was probably like 50 something kilos. She was tiny.
Oh,
She was tiny.
Okay.
So to your point, when you guys were talking earlier, it is true. You can be small, but you're not healthy. You can be small, but your eating habits are not supporting you. And you're going to see them exactly what you said with your mom, your mom's age. How old is she, by the way? She's very young. Well, we don't need to say her age. I don't know if she don't care.
No, she also says
Proudly,
No,
she's
she does.
57.
Okay, that's young. That's actually very young. I mean, I'll be 57 in like 7 years or so, right? So it doesn't matter. But the thing is this. We get to see a lot of those diseases come up later. And this is all I usually say. The thing about diseases, it's almost like, if I bump my hand right here, I'm going to feel the pain. It's like pain I know not to touch that.
Yeah.
The thing with lifestyle diseases, you
Oh
don't
my
get
God, you're
that.
right.
Even
Yeah.
know.
You don't even know. Some of them are not even painful.
Yeah.
Some of them, it's like you're
It's
going to get a stroke and
symptomatic,
that's when
yeah.
you're going to know, or someone's just going to drop dead.
Yeah.
And that's how you're going to know, right? Or diabetes, which comes up later, which is very prevalent in our society, diabetes, right? And how do you know that? So you asked about health. It's literally, I always say this. I always say, I believe God, there's a reason why he makes us uncomfortable with big pots. Why? This is my theory. It's a story. It's a story I made up. Okay, it means nothing, but it's my own story. Because that's what houses visceral fat, which is dangerous. Your body already knows, hey, this is not good for you.
Because it's around all
your organs. And so when we're seeing that protrusion of our belly, my theory again, it's almost like a warning signal. Hey, girl, do something. A lot of us are doing it for vanity reasons. Or, I just want to wear a bikini. And I say, if you want to do that, that's fine. But that's never going to hold you long enough. It never will. But the minute you connect that to your health, the minute you make that connection to something bigger than how you look, that's when it's going to be big. So for me, health, if you notice that midsection is bigger, then you definitely want to now be much more conscious and start saying, hey, because it does go away.
Yeah.
It does go
away. A lot of us when we're younger, it's like you feel so invincible.
That's
for us, you
it.
feel so invincible. Just like nothing is good. I'm healthy, I'm young. Like
even now, people still act that way.
Exactly. I feel like, but it's like we need, so what would you advise someone to do? Like now, should people just go to the hospital and get labs taken? How often?
Once a year.
Once
so
a
that's
year.
something I did once a year. And it was just through a regular checkup that I figured I had high cholesterol. It was a regular. So it was a habit that I've had and I still had. So you just go to your doctors, ask for regular lab work, get your A1C levels, that's for your diabetes, by the way, if you can't go to the doctor, literally just your waist measurements and you will know. You will just know. So that's number one. Number two, if you notice that you're panting, I want to show you like just the simple things that we can do on a regular basis. If you're literally climbing up the stairs and you just notice by the time you get to the top, man,
umechoka,
umehema, you can't be able to finish. That's another sign that's telling you, okay, walk more.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even saying go to the gym.
Just walk
more, just walk a little bit longer distance. If that's one. So cardiovascular health is very important. Obviously that mid belly is also important. Getting your doctor's checkup is important. And as young mothers, because now I've also heard you saying mom started taking care of her health after you guys had left.
Yeah.
Which means she did not impose those healthy habits on you. So now that we know better, why don't we do better for our kids?
We need to. We must.
Why don't we become the role models for our kids? Because also what our kids are going to do is they're going to model what we do. If they see us struggling with our weight and they see you stepping on the scale and screaming and jumping, they will make an association and they'll be like, you know what? And or if they see you dieting and they're seeing you just only drinking juices or you're measuring your food, they'll also become afraid of foods. I'm not kidding. I coach kids whose parents have done that. And so what I'm saying is let's model good behaviors. So what can you do? Literally, I say we live in the best country in the world. We have all the best foods over here. Literally fresh. Fresh. We have to look at them differently. Can I give you a quick story? So I'm in one of these groups, and in one of these groups, there's a time butter really went up. Remember there's a time butter was like 400, 300 or whatever?
It was a lot.
Then it just went up to like
800,
600, 900, whatever.
Yeah.
When that bump happened, so there was a conversation in this WhatsApp group, and I remember someone saying, there's like 500 women, okay? But someone said, well, I guess it's time for us to go back and eat ndomas and guashes. But the way she said it, it wasn't it was almost like, let's just go back and do those things. It came off badly. And I remember thinking, that's actually what we should be doing.
Right.
That's what we should be eating. Because we've had this mindset in our culture where we look at traditional foods as they're not cool. They're not nice.
Or you eat them if you don't have money.
Or if
but
you
now
don't have money. Yes, that one. Now that I have money, let me eat the sausages. Let me eat the whatnot. And I'm not saying they're bad because I eat those things, but we can't be eating those things every day because that's what detrimental to our health.
Yeah.
Those are the things that mess. So changing our mindset about how we see our traditional foods is going to go a long way.
Okay.
Because the more we eat those foods that our grandparents ate, think about our grandparents, man. They were healthy. Majority of them.
And they lived long.
And they lived a very long and healthy life.
Yeah.
But a lot of now our parents and whatever, we're seeing people dying younger, getting diseases younger. Even us, I mean, I had high cholesterol 29 because I wasn't a healthy girl. Your girl, I used to eat chapo every day, mandazi. Like, I'm not kidding you. So you know that budget pack? No, you know budget. You know that
Budget pack your biscuits.
Let me tell you, girl, I ate that whole thing in a day.
Oh my God.
One day, until my husband came and said, he was looking for cookies because they had, we lived in Boston. So someone had brought cookies from whatever, right? So the budget pack came. I had my kids that time, they were younger. There was a lot of stress dealing with kids, emotional eating. Exactly. I ate those cookies, but I hadn't realized it. I honestly didn't realize I'd finished them until he asked.
One.
Yeah, because all you're doing is you're just eating. Yeah. So he comes home, he's like, oh yeah, whoever came, cookies are here. I'm like, I was like, I think they're there. He's like, no, they're finished. I'm like, oh, they are? Like, I was even shocked. Wow. You know what he says? Shiko, I think you're sick. Yeah. He did. No, it was in a good way because, like, did you literally finish these cookies? I mean, they were here in the morning.
Problematic, yeah.
There were many. Yeah. So that's how you also recognize those things. Anyway, so it's to recognize, notice your habits. That's huge. I'm huge on habits. I'm huge on understanding why do you want to lose weight? That's always the first thing. Why do you want to lose weight? Ask yourself, why is this important to me? Yeah. If it's a bikini, I'll tell you right now, with all love,
it's not a good enough why.
It's not a strong enough why. Because after
a strong enough why?
I'll tell you why. After you wear your bikini, you'll go back to life. You'll become busy. You're running TMI. You're becoming whatever. Then what are you gonna do? Go back to emotional eating. Does that make sense? So you're gonna
until the next goal.
Exactly. So really ask yourself, why do you want to do this? So for me, it's very clear. I want to be healthy up until I'm 90. I want to be healthy to 100 years old. I want my kids. For me, it was very important. I learned high cholesterol runs on my father's side of the family. So it's my goal and my hope. I've taught my kids well to eat healthy so that it ends with our generation. So I made that connection. And so for me, even as I'm eating and we're doing whatever, it's so ingrained in me that we're very conscious. That's the why.
That's really the goal.
Let me tell you,
kids,
there's a show, and as we're talking about, like, what we need to do, I hope you guys are taking notes on what we need to do so we can all have our goals set for this year. There's a show, I think it's also in America, it's called Secret Eaters. Right?
It, yeah.
So because of the shame that's associated with like eating and whatever, someone will say like, this is how much I eat every single day, right? And they will just talk about it. But there's this kind of eating that they're having that they're shamefully repressing. So then what happens is that they put cameras around you so that they can actually show you how much you're eating, because most of the time we are not reporting on ourselves accurately.
Right.
It's actually true.
So it's like, how does someone combat that? Because I know with the shame that comes with, like, I said I wasn't going to eat this cookie, but here I am eating. Like, how does someone go around that?
Actually, my approach is very different. And Joni can attest to this. I actually say, don't get rid of them. They got to be a part of your lifestyle. I want to think about, I always like to give this story. Think about a 2-year-old child. The minute you tell them don't do that, what do? They
now want to do it. It's what they must do.
We have that proverbial 2-year-old child on the inside of us.
Yeah.
And so the minute you say don't do it, your brain begins to magnify that thing that you've been told not to do. And so now instead what I want you to do is, how do we make it a part of? And even if, and there was a time this girl, she pushed back at me and I was like, girl, no, let's try this. It's true. But what you do is, if you are having both at the same time, eventually, because you're going to begin to see wins. I promise you do see wins. They may not be as fast. It comes from the inside. And eventually you're going to be like, you know what, by the way, instead of eating the entire tub, and because I've seen a difference, I'm going to eat some vegetables. And this time I'm just going to do half of them.
Yeah.
And you keep doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, can I tap onto goals? Because you mentioned goals. And that becomes a goal. That becomes a thing about time, which is what I want to talk about, time. Because what happens is, a lot of us, when I say approach it that way, they're like,
it will take too long.
It will take too long.
Yeah.
It will take too long. Yeah. But how long has it taken you to lose that initial weight you've always wanted to lose? How many years ago?
Yeah.
Think about it. How many years has it taken you? Rather than if you do it this way and you're sustainably losing the weight, and ideally you should be losing half a kilo to 1 kilo a week. Ideally, that's sustainable. That's doable. Like you don't need to beat yourself down by doing those extremes. You really don't, because what happens if you give yourself time and you say, you know what? If I'm 90 and I'm like, I love this. I actually heard Gary Vee say this, and I was working out in the gym. And it stopped me on my tracks. I don't know why it hit me so hard. But he said, I want you to think about when you're 90 years old and you're on your deathbed. What
Whoa,
are you?
that got dark.
It got a little
Yeah.
dark.
I thought it was going to be and you're on a treadmill.
No. What are you going to be thinking about? What are the things you're going to be thankful for? What are the things you're going to be thinking about and thanking God that you actually did?
Aging healthily, like
Exactly.
immediately.
There
I
you
want
go.
to
Actually
age
tell me,
well.
yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, I want to age like in a way that I'm like as strong and as healthy as long as I live.
Boom. What
That's
else?
the top one. I was good to people. My
Mm.
relationships, like I have healthy relationships because I'm hoping when I'm 90, I'm not alone because I was horrible or whatever the case may be. I would like to have like warmth and love in as long of my life as possible, and also that I feel like I didn't do what my calling was. I did it justice. That calling, that thing
Did
that
it
God
justice.
wanted me to do. I feel that it's my purpose. I did it.
I would love that.
Perfect.
I would
Joanna.
want to think that I left some kind of legacy or impact in
Yeah.
my circle, in my country, in my circles and whatnot. I would also love to imagine that I raised my kids to be well-adjusted humans in society. That I set a good example for them. That I raised them the best that I could, and they turned out great. And if my husband is there, I would like to think that we're together still.
Boom.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to notice those things that you talked about are the things that you value deeply.
Yeah.
Yet, when you think about life on a day-to-day
Our
basis,
daily choices.
We didn't invite you onto this podcast to shout at us.
my girl, I ain't
Coach,
shouting.
please.
How are
Already
your
I have
6 donuts today, Lydia?
No, listen,
Consistent
we're
with
okay.
who you want to be
are.
at
There are
90.
already 3 new topics for therapy that I'm already planning to
She's
address.
already planning 3 of them.
But you're so right. It's just
It
like
makes
the
sense.
things we think about on a day-to-day basis, they're not the things which matter
The
the
most,
most.
yeah, it's
Exactly.
true.
So when you think about your weight, you think about the impact you want to leave for your kids. You think about the impact you want to leave. You want to be a good person. Those are the things we focus on a daily basis. When you focus on those on a daily basis, it then helps your mind focus on them and you begin to make better choices in the here and now. Because I say we're going to eat every day. That's what I told you in the beginning.
Yeah.
Every day you're going to eat.
You have
So
no
in that
choice, yeah.
moment, you're making a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that moment. So I don't want you to think about 20 years. I don't want you to think about 3 months from now. I don't
Today.
even when you're making
Today.
Make today
Yes.
good.
Yes, even when you're making your goals, there's one thing. I love goals because they're good because they help you reach for something. But at the same time, especially when it comes to when you're getting closer and you're not hitting the goal, that's the point a lot of us begin to make these decisions that are rushed, that are going to compromise our values, etc.
Or when the goal seems really far away.
Or it does seem far away, so we can also give up. So it's that moment where you allow yourself, fine, I want to reach that goal. But when it comes to time, if you do not hit that goal, are you going to allow yourself to be like, you know what? I have not hit it yet, but I'm still going to continue to show up fully as the girl that I know that I am.
We're definitely going to try and do our
We
best for
will,
that as
yeah.
well. So when we were talking about beliefs earlier, like we both shared ours. But you have a quiz that tells you how you are as far as your health goes and your eating to give you an indicator of what it is. I was
Don't care, Dolly.
Don't Care Dolly.
Yeah. I was Helen Hopper.
Helen the
Helen.
Hopper.
Helen the Hopper.
Hopper.
So basically my personality was I've tried every diet under the sun. I'm constantly dieting. I'm like on
But
this
you
diet,
don't-
I'm on this, It's like you're not consistent. So you're the kind of person who's just like, I've tried everything to lose weight. You haven't tried being consistent on one type of eating. It's just like, I'll do this. And then it's like, okay, fine. I have 1 month to the holiday. And then if I haven't lost weight in that 1 month, then it's just like, okay, fine, caution to the wind.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, but I've literally tried everything there is to try. Like literally, I don't
But
think
have
this,
you really?
but have
I
I?
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried
Exactly.
every diet. Let me say I've
Yeah.
tried every diet, but not like everything.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And we did these quizzes ages
what
ago.
does
So we
explain
did.
to them what Don't Care Dolly
Yeah, so
does.
Don't Care Dolly is exactly what it says. She just doesn't care. It's like, to like eating well, to weight loss, but it's just like, I don't hold enough importance to that. And as I said earlier about my beliefs, is like my food versus my life experience. They just feel like, are they even together, right? So then I don't put enough consciousness in what I'm eating because what difference does it really make? Yeah, that's a Don't Care Dolly.
What are you?
So it was accurate.
Yeah. What
Well,
are you?
I'm sustainable Susie, which is the
Of
goal for everyone.
course,
Also,
yeah.
Yeah.
The goal is, and it's really not to tweet my own horn, but the goal is for everyone. I would like for every woman to be a sustainable Susie. And the reason why this quiz was important for me to put out there was to help you first become aware. Before you make any changes, it's so important that you're aware of where you currently are. Because if you don't know where you are, how are you you're going to know where you're going to be going.
It's true.
Right? So with this quiz, it helps you understand, okay, this is where I am. And if you really, really want to change, and if you really want to do something, you're going to be aware of your tendencies. So that the minute the apathy kicks in as a donkey dolly, and the hopping of the diet because you've been tired, girl, like, I'm tired now, I want to hop in. You sort of like, it's like, okay, moment, okay. I recognize this is my persona. This is who I am. And I need to do X, Y, Z. So I've given you resources to sort of help you really dive deep and read and understand what should you do to help you.
Okay, guys, this quiz is like literally, well, it took me a really short time.
Yeah,
It's like,
a few minutes.
Like a few minutes for you to fill it in. And I was like, once I got the results, I was like, well, I'm not shocked. I knew exactly.
You did say
I knew
that.
exactly what it was going to say. Is the quiz just for people who are trying to lose weight or who feel like they need help with their health, or is it for everyone?
It's mostly for people who are struggling with weight. So if you have excess weight and you're struggling and you want to lose your weight, this quiz is for you.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So when we set our goals, first of all, we know like resolutions like people hardly ever stay consistent with them,
yes,
right?
95%. Lose it within the first.
gym is so full.
Right?
This morning, we
was
were
it
like
still?
2 million
January.
people in the gym.
God knew because that thing where it's just like we are running on the treadmill, 4 of us. It's like
ain't gonna
You
happen.
do a minute, I
Relax.
do a minute, she does a minute like
Right?
that.
Yeah.
So what is something which you feel like maybe 3 things that you've seen as like the biggest reason why people don't continue on with their health goals, especially so that for somebody who is wondering like, why do I keep like being inconsistent? Why do I say the same thing every year but it's not happening? What are the 3 things that you've seen so that people can be aware and try and work with them?
And what can we do about
Yes,
it?
what can we do about them?
Let me
really?
one and then remind me. If I forget, remind me that.
Okay.
Okay. Question. What
Pitfalls.
causes?
Yeah. What are the reasons
Oh,
why
what
people
you
don't
said.
stick? Yeah.
Okay. Number 1, your why is not very clear. I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
That was
If
a
your
big
why
one.
is not clear, you will absolutely fall off the wagon.
Yeah.
That's 1. Number 2, you take on too many tasks too quickly.
Okay.
So you have this goal and you're like, this year I'm going to make $1 million. This year I'm going to lose weight. This year I'm going to travel to the world. I'm going to hit 40 countries. Hello.
Hello.
Right.
We did our goals last episode, so we want to do everything.
We're also gonna.
Oh, girl, okay, I'm gonna go through that because that's another mistake. Because what we do is we set so many goals and you never hit any of them, and then what happens? You become so discouraged to the point where when I'm telling you let's set some goals, there's that level of apathy. They just never work.
Here we
but it's
go.
because you're not doing them the right way, and also. There's this whole thing of, yes, I do like to set scary goals. But what happens is a lot of us set goals that are either too high or too low. So what I want you to do, you ask that question, set 3 goals of the same thing. So let's say for you, it's weight loss. I heard you say 30 kilos. So you can say in 2024, my first goal is I want to lose, if I lose 10 kilos, I'll be happy.
Okay.
If
So break it down.
Hold on.
Okay,
If
okay.
I lose 20, oh my God, I'll be really happy. If I lose 30, now I'm going to be ecstatic. What does that do?
Oh, so even if
It
you
gives you
hit
some
the
kind of
10,
reward at
you will feel
smaller
good.
levels.
You will know that was also a part of the goal.
Okay.
Right.
Instead of like this enormous one.
And when you
Exactly.
don't hit it, it just feels
Okay.
sad.
Exactly.
Okay, I can do that. I can do
Exactly.
that.
So I'd encourage you to do something that feels right for you. Like this action, if I say 10, that feels like it has to intuitively feel, You don't want to do 50 and it's like, oh, am I really going to hit that? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what I encourage. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
What is that? Sorry, just
okay.
the question on the whys. How do you know what is a good enough why?
Oh, can we do it together right now? Okay. Tell me what your goal is.
My goal is to lose weight so that my why is to be a better mom and better wife, a better family person.
Abella, why is that important to you to be a better family person?
Because I would say that my family is the most important thing to me. Like literally in my life, I would say that my family is like above everything. So I feel like if I'm not my best at home, where can I be my best? You know? Yeah. Where can I give my...
What does your best look like at home?
My best looks like energetic. Energy is like, that's like the primary one is like energetic. Able to do things that my kids want me to do, you know, like running in sports days. I never want to run in the sports day just because like, I don't, you know, but like running, you know, energy to be intimate with my husband frequently, you know, I feel like all that contributes to my quality of life and their quality of life as well. Yeah.
So I'm hearing energy as a big one. Yet in the beginning, when we started, what was the first thing? It was family. So we go now to energy. So energy is important to you for your family, for your husband, and at sports day. Let's talk about sports day? Because there you had a little bit of more explanation.
Okay, fine. So in sports day, they always have this thing where it's like kids, your parents, there's like a parents race, right? Yeah. So I hardly ever want to go to the parents race because one, I don't want to be the fattest person at the parents race. Yeah. And then two, I'm just like, I don't know. You know, the concept of like big and fit is still something that's very new to me.
What does that mean to you? Because you're while you want to be energetic with your kids,
for my kids.
While you want to show up for your kids, you want to be energetic for them in something that you want to be a part of. There's something that has told you, I don't want to be a part of it because big and fit does not rhyme up. Where did that come from?
I don't know, social media, society.
How about you? Because there is that on social media and society, which means a part of you believes it.
Yeah, but it's because even in my own life, the times I've been biggest, I've been very unfit and unhealthy. But it's mostly, I guess, because it's like the time I've just given birth. And so my body doesn't feel strong. It doesn't feel energetic. It doesn't feel fit, you know. And the times when I have like been going to the gym consistently and what I've been a smaller body size. So automatically, it's just like in my head, the smaller, more fit, more energetic. The bigger, not as fit, not as energetic, not as healthy.
But that comes as a result of the choices you've made. When you get bigger, you're not.
Oh yeah, of course, you're not working out. I'm not working out. I'm not eating healthy. I'm not drinking my water.
Now we go back to you want to be energetic, but there are moments when you decide, I don't want to do this work. Why is that? Yet energy is very important to you.
I don't know. See, now that's the question. I don't know.
No. Because you have the answers. That's the first thing I want everyone to know. All the answers reside within you. And when something's not coming up now, I just want you to go and think it deeper.
Is why do I then not make the choice which is consistent with what I say I want?
Exactly.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But maybe it's about what we are saying about identity.
That she needs to come up with that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just yum.
No,
could that be?
It is yum. Food is fantastic. It has nothing to do with food.
Yeah.
Those are the external things, right? It's all internal. There's something in you. There's a belief. You hold on to, sorry. Yeah, it goes back to the identity. And that's why I was saying you got to come up with different stories. Because if energy is important to you, with your kids, your husband, you've also said even, did you say as you get older, you want to be strong, whatever? Yeah. If those are important to you, what does that embody? Who do you become? Who are you?
Yeah, I remember you asking me those questions that time. Was I able to answer them then when you asked me? I don't know.
Let's see. Who are you? Let's just do it now.
Who am I now?
Yeah. No. Who are you embodying? This person you're talking about, but she shows up some places, then other places like she ain't showing up.
Yeah.
But who are you trying to embody? What's that? Identify that.
Well, or what are her habits?
Give a word to identify who that person is, that energetic Joan, that's energetic with her husband, showing up at work. Who is she?
A word. I don't know.
A phrase, a value. I'm giving you quick hints because we
consistent.
Continue. What else?
She's healthy.
What else?
Why
is she consistent? Why is she healthy? Because what's important to her? Energy is important to her because.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know the answer to the question. Do you know the answer to the question?
She's hinting. She hinted at it a little bit, but now what she hinted at was your past. So I want you to think about the future girl.
I literally don't know.
What you're meaning to have her say is like, so you're saying that why does she's energetic? Is that what you said?
Like she's energy is what I want.
Yeah, so she's energetic because she wants to play with her kids. You want her to keep going down and down that path. Yeah, so you want to play with your kids. You enjoy playing with your kids
because why is that important?
Because I love them. I love my family.
So I'll give you mine. I want to be independent and have freedom. And everything that you've talked about is encompassed there. So when I think about as a 90-year-old, I have freedom. I am independent. I am not going to my kids to help me. Give me money, raising money because I'm not healthy. That's independence. So if I'm going to be independent and I want to be free, I begin to work that way now in a way that sets me up for the future where I am free and I'm independent. And how does that come? Freedom, maybe saving money, right? Freedom in taking care of my health so that I'm free and never going to the doctors. Independent, I'm able to do the things I want to do when I'm 90 years old. I am walking up the stairs. I am like that is for me. So I want you to think what that is for you. When you think about energy, just go much, much more deeper because something will come up for you.
God. I hope you guys are thinking.
I know, right?
Yeah, because me, I'm thinking,
How
I'm
about
like,
for yours?
yeah.
Yeah. God. I don't know. Now when I think about me, like when I'm 90 or whatever, I don't know. Me when I think
One
about
of my
myself in
mine
90s,
for me
like,
is definitely freedom.
Okay.
I think that wealth is options.
Mm.
So if I take care of my body, if I give my body what it loves, it gives me options as far as what I can do.
Absolutely.
And that for me is really
I love
empowering.
that. Love
Yeah.
it.
So
Love
I
it.
don't want to ever feel like I have no option but to whatever it is. Let's say for example you're saying to run with you don't feel like you have an option to run with them,
And you
you
want
know,
to be able to do
exactly.
everything.
So I want to be
Yes,
able to have
yes,
as many
yes.
options as what I want to do. If I don't want to go do it, I don't want to do it, but it's a choice. So
It's a
I
choice.
feel like wealth is options. Just like let's say when you have money,
Yeah.
it's like I can buy how many cars.
Yeah.
When you don't,
Yeah.
it's like, or even with food, I can only eat this
This
because
much,
it's all like
yeah.
I can afford. So
Mm.
freedom is a big one for me.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I love that.
Yeah.
Miss Yangu Mazen.
And then what you do, that's homework, becomes homework for you to really think about it. And I think if you do that, hopefully you're going to be able to crack what is holding you. And if you think in the future, and this is something like I want to encourage everybody, when we start thinking future, right, we're not thinking in the here and now. When you start thinking about, okay, who do I want to become? When we have that long-term play, it becomes, you release so much pressure, internal pressure of wanting to do so many things quickly, which, you know,
right.
like the diets.
You're very against that.
You know I am. And this is the pressure that I'm saying. And it shows up in so many ways because that pressure first will start in your mind.
Yeah.
It shows up emotionally. And then it's going to show up in the way that we act and we behave.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
You can visualize it? Maybe like you don't have the journey or like the language to articulate like what we just said, but can you visualize that woman who you're seeing
I can.
in your
Yes,
mind? Because maybe you're more visual in that way.
Yeah, that person who I visualize, she's like, I can see her like she's in her workout gear, dropping her kids in school in her workout gear because I'm either just from the gym or I've come from the gym. I have morning sex because I have energy after
Always.
the gym.
Yes.
Always,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's by the way, do you know that's a study? A lot of women do better in the morning.
You do
than
exactly.
evening. It's true.
Sure.
It's
Just
true.
like
Yeah, yeah,
energetic,
yeah.
and I feel like that version of me is more impactful as a content creator in the work that I do because I believe in myself more. Because I feel like this one thing, which I feel like is like one thing which I've not been able to crack in my life, kills my confidence every time I set a goal and don't achieve it. You know what I mean? Because like you can do all these other things, but this one thing.
So she's confident.
Yeah. Oh, she's confident.
confident.
She's
Confident.
so confident. That person. Yeah. Okay.
So can you
Yeah,
release
somewhere.
the pressure and see that woman who she is? Visualize. I like the way you've helped her to do that. If you visualize who that woman is, I would even encourage you to look for a woman who is exactly where you are, who's maybe has struggled, and look at where she is now. An older
I'd
woman.
be like, yeah, okay.
An older woman.
Yeah, I'm sure if I look, I can find
You
someone.
will find
I will
someone.
find someone.
Who goes to drop their kids up in workout gear? Put your Instagram page now.
below.
You are looking for you.
That, by the way, that was me.
Yeah.
I was always in my workout clothes until we moved back to Kenya, and everyone's like, Roseanne, do you know you cannot be wearing those two workout clothes that you wear over here? People, no, seriously,
You should be.
women, no, so like women in Kenya dress. I was like, no, it's true, girl. Mm-mm.
But there's actually many people in my
But
kids'
now
school
a
who
lot
are
of
like
people-
in workout clothes.
Yeah, now they
After
are.
COVID,
No,
I
they
think
are.
like people became
just
so
cannot
much more
chill.
health conscious.
I love it.
Yeah.
The babe, my person, she's also wearing workout gear, but for whatever reason, she's slower. I don't know what about that. Like she just does things in a slower way because she's not on anyone's time. She's not like running. She's not rushing anything. So that confidence of like she comes, she sits. Like if we talk.
And she's just present here. She's not on her phone,
she's
answering
not-
calls.
You
She's
know,
just,
because she's just embodying this like innate knowing of who she is, what she brings to the table. Yeah, she's very calm. Yeah, filthy
I
rich
love
though.
that. Oh yeah,
Filthy rich.
And that's why she can be so calm.
She can be so
As you
calm.
run around.
She ain't stressing.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I've
Yeah.
seen some filthy rich folks who are still doing that.
Yeah.
as well.
Stressing.
So yeah, I know
Oh,
for sure
geez.
she's like that.
But that one is calm. That's who
Yeah.
calls you.
Yeah.
And you're
She's
going to be
sexy as
heard.
well,
You're
by
gonna
the
be heard.
way.
Hello.
Okay, so how can, if somebody wants to work with you, because clearly you guys have seen she has so much knowledge.
Hey!
Like, I know. Me,
I thought this was like vibes.
In fact,
Guys,
me, I was
we
like-
thought this was vibes.
now have given me so much to think about.
Yeah.
I'm just
But
like,
also,
wow.
there's
Yeah.
something I've liked about walking your journey with you. Because I'm going in my mind trying to kind of find answers with you too, not necessarily for you, but with you. And then I don't know, it's like I can see it. I can see all of it a bit more intimately. So thank you for this, being present in this therapy session.
Exactly. I'm definitely need to book a one-on-one coaching call with you because I just feel like, let's really get into it.
Get there. And now you're probably more vulnerable and open because you go to therapy.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So what?
So maybe when we're working, you want us vulnerable. So thank you, Lydia, for that.
Since I go to therapy now, I'm just like, wow, where is that coming
She's
from?
open.
Yeah. I feel like I definitely have a more open energy. Okay. So what are some of the services that you offer? So that if someone is watching and perhaps they need help with their health and their nutrition, maybe they have done the quiz, how do they contact you? What is it that you do, or what can you offer them?
Thank you so much. Thanks, you guys. Even thank you, by the way. Can I just say thank you, ladies, for having me as a part of a guest in this show?
I definitely did see it being this. Yeah, you're fantastic. You give enough information without being belaboring on a point. You know how you're a really great guest.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. So how can folks find me? Instagram, Coach Roseanne. YouTube, Coach Roseanne. If they want to work with me, several services. I do group coaching. I have a program, a signature program. It's called Hey Sugar. That's the most popular one. It's very much nutrition based. Then we also do mindset. The mindset one is for those people who now they know what to eat, but they still struggle and they want to go deeper. Now that one we go a little bit longer because Hey Sugar is for 6 weeks, but we're going to give you principles that you can learn in those 6 weeks and continue to implement them long after, because for me, it's about sustainable lifestyle.
Exactly.
Then we've offered the mindset, which is the one now, if you want to now, you do Hey Sugar. A lot of Hey Sugar babes are like, okay, I got this. Please just help me now crack what's happening on their mind, what's going on internally. So that's the mindset course. And that's open, by the way, for anybody. Or we can do the one-on-one coaching. You can come and work with me one-on-one.
Guys, if you need any kind of assistance with like that whole mindset, everything, Coach Roseanne on everywhere. And we've left the link in the description of how to take that quiz. It takes literally like very few minutes, very
less than a
few
minute,
minutes.
frankly.
Exactly, unless you're really thinking
Yeah.
through. But really, it's like the first thing that comes to mind. You just know the answer. So take the quiz and find out who you are, what you are. If you're having any of those limiting beliefs, I feel like we need like follow-up conversations on those limiting beliefs we're talking about.
Because that's what's driving us.
Literally,
That is. That's
and it's like
everything
you're
we
trying to
believe,
fix, you're trying to like drive a car, but it's you who's driving, but you're just moving it. But the truth of what's behind it, you don't know.
Yes,
Exactly.
or you're driving a car with the brakes and your foot is on the brake.
And you're like, why
can I move? Which is part of what you're doing.
Literally.
Oh.
Missy enjoy huku sasa. Missy enjoy maziwa.
You're driving the car, but
Your foot on
your
the
foot
brake.
is on the brake and you don't know why.
Sis.
Sit with that. You sit with that.
You sit
as
with
you-
that, guys.
Exactly.
Leave for two
Yeah,
stars
and
and
now
leave
is the
for-
right time, guys, because if you want your year for those of you who have been saying lose weight for 10 years or get healthy for 10 years, start working out for 10 years, drink my water, for 10 years, but yet you have not been achieving. This is the year.
This is the year, guys. This
Yeah,
is the year. Thank you
exactly.
so much for coming on. Thank you so much for speaking so vulnerably and sharing and I guess using us.
Thank you for using us.
Thank you for
Thank you for
using us.
sharing.
Because-
For a minute, because you have to be. I have to be careful.
Yeah.
So I was like, should I? But thank you for allowing me to go through that. I appreciate
good,
you guys.
Yeah, so that actually people can see the process that when you're
That's
going
what
through
you
it.
can expect. She'll ask you questions like that, so you come ready to be tagged.
If you
in
don't
your
have
own-
edges,
it's
it's okay. It's a small sacrifice.
Finished.
It's a small sacrifice. So
You
thank
know?
you so much,
Thank
and thank
you,
you for the
guys.
work we do.
Thank you.
I think we've both worked with you over the years,
Yes, we have.
and continue
Please.
doing what you're doing so that more women can feel confident that they can have sustainably healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so
ladies.
much.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. And thanks for having me.
Yes.
welcome.
Make sure you follow Coach Roseanne, TMI Podcast, Marugi Munyi, Lydia KM, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.